Now, if I didn't know any better, I'd say that you're looking at running for president.
Do it. Do it. Look at me. Do it. I will personally write you a campaign check now on behalf of this country, which does not want you to be president, but which badly wants you to run.
I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great again.
There's not going to be a President Donald Trump.
I think that man will be president of the United States right about the time that spaceships come down filled with dinosaurs and red cake.
Donald Trump has been saying that he will run for president as a Republican, which is surprising since I just assumed he was running as a joke.
Donald Trump will not become president.
I continue to believe Mr. Trump will not be president.
Donald Trump will never, ever be president.
Moderator, but apparently believes that Donald Trump is a clown.
President Obama will go down as perhaps the worst president in the history of the United States! Exclamation point at real Donald Trump. Well, at real Donald Trump, at least I will go down as a president.
You're never going to be president of the United States by insulting your way to.
Let's see, I'm at 42 and you're at 30.
We have a key race alert right now. Donald Trump now has reached the number of delegates needed to clinch the Republican presidential nomination.
So, right now, Mr. Trump, to answer your call for political honesty, I just want to say, you're not going to be president, all right? It's been fun. It's been great. I love you. But come on, buddy.
Donald Trump, while we project, will win in Kentucky with its 8th electoral vote, in Indiana with its 11th electoral vote, West Virginia, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Mississippi, South Carolina, Alabama, Kansas with its 6 electoral votes, Nebraska with its 5 electoral votes, and Wyoming with its 3 electoral votes, North Dakota with its 3 electoral votes, and South Dakota, Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, the state of Montana, Missouri, Ohio, Idaho, North Carolina.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
Together, we will make America great again.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage of the 199, and I am happy to see all of you here. And yes, you all made me look when you said I'm muted. You made me look, and I know I'm not muted, but I still looked. I still did it. I don't know if you guys could see it, but like when you guys do that, I look over, I go like this. I just look over to see if I'm muted. Every time you guys do that, I'm like, am I really muted? Oh, shit. Every time. I have to look. I can't not look. It pisses me off. So now, here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. In the future, I'm really going to be muted. And you guys are going to be screaming that I'm muted. And I'm going to be like, you're fucking with me. And I'm not buying it. And I'm really muted the whole time. And I'm going to look like a complete and total ass. That's what's going to happen at some point. And I'm going to be like, no, I'm not muted. And then I'm just going to keep talking. And the chat's going to keep yelling it. And then I finally go, fuck, I am muted. That's what's going to happen. I see we already have a ton of gifties flying. Brock with 50, John Ambler with 10, Blackguard with 20, Sally Ito with 5. What in the hell is happening already? Holy shit. The party is getting started here tonight. I am sorry I wasn't live a little bit earlier today. There's been a lot to cover, but I am leaving town tomorrow. So I've had a lot to kind of get together. We're going to have a lot of merch to sell in San Antonio. I am bringing a lot of merch. I'm bringing a lot. These right here, we're going to have some of these. There's not a ton left. Obviously, I wear these a lot. So we're actually going to have this hoodie for sale in person. We're going to have a brand new IDOT shirt. We're going to have Geeks and Gamers hoodies, Geeks and Gamers t-shirts, Geeks and Gamers hats, Geeks and Gamers patches. We've got a lot. So I hope you guys are ready. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, we are bringing a lot of merch with us. I've got my truck loaded down. So yes, getting prepared for that. And what's up, Warren Smith in the house? I saw Munchie Ninja with the $20 super chat. We got a lot to talk about. There's been a lot that's happened today. Donald Trump making news, Elon Musk making news. I did see that Piers Morgan had Vince Russo and Maven and Jonathan Coachman on to talk about Vince McMahon. And yeah, it was actually they were discussing if I wanted to be part of that show as well. I will say that they probably just by having the people they had, because that they needed people that were actually like involved, which I totally understand. I'm not involved. I'm just a fan. What I will say is if anyone has watched that episode, man, I think that Piers Morgan really made all the panelists look bad. He made all the panels look bad. And I'm complimenting Piers. So essentially what happened was you had former WWE and WWF people on the panel to talk about how Vince McMahon was a piece of shit. Oh, Vince McMahon is terrible. Vince McMahon is terrible. Yada, yada, yada. Vince is terrible. Vince is terrible. Vince is terrible. And then Piers brought up a man named Phil Mushnick, who is a columnist for the New York Post, who has notoriously hated professional wrestling and Vince McMahon for decades and decades and decades. And so they all essentially trashed Phil Mushnick, each person, and then out of nowhere, RKO out of nowhere, Piers brings Phil Mushnick on the panel unannounced. It was like his music hit. Glass breaks, Phil Mushnick comes walking out, and everybody that was just shit talking this guy, all of a sudden he's on the panel. And then suddenly the whole panel starts to defend Vince McMahon. The whole panel has to defend Vince McMahon. But it's like, well, you guys were just shit talking Vince McMahon. And this is my whole problem with the Vince McMahon thing. Vince McMahon's a piece of shit. And we all knew he was a piece of shit. I don't know if he's a criminal, but we all knew Vince McMahon was a crazy son of a bitch. We knew this. He's crazy as hell, and only Vince McMahon could create the billion-dollar worldwide phenomenon that he created. And everybody in the wrestling business had no problem with Vince being Vincent Kidney McMahon, Mr. McMahon. None of them had a fucking problem with it. And now suddenly, because the tide has turned, now it's like, well, Vince McMahon was a mean guy. Vince McMahon was mean. Maven's on there. Maven's like, oh yeah, I had an average match one night, and I as soon as I walked through the curtain, Vince McMahon was yelling at me and telling me I needed to, if I want to really do this, I needed to step my game up. There's nothing wrong with Vince McMahon saying that to you. Vince McMahon expects excellence. This is how you build a billion-dollar company. Vince McMahon told you need to do better if you want to be at his company. There's nothing wrong with that. That's the worst thing you got on Vince McMahon? Are you kidding me? Now, Phil Mushnick is a piece of shit as well, but at least he's consistent. But I'm not going to get into all of that right now, but that was on the Piers Morgan show. And I thought it was pretty brilliant what Piers pulled off. My whole thing is just that Vince McMahon did what needed to be done, and he made people millionaires. And none of them had a problem with Vince McMahon's business tactics until the social climate made it to where they have to denounce Vince McMahon suddenly. We all knew Vince was a cutthroat businessman. We all knew Vince McMahon would do anything to elevate his company and his business. And now you're going to act like you're shocked? Get the fuck out of here, dude. It's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. Bunch of fucking cowards. That's what it comes down to. A bunch of fucking cowards. So anyway, with that said, we're not going to make this all about that show right now, but we are going to talk about a little bit of professional wrestling news, but not really, but kinda. So as you know, former professional wrestler Dave Bautista, who's a bitch, he came out yesterday and basically said that Donald Trump is a weak individual. He's not a tough guy, yada, yada, yada. And Bautista's a left-wing nut job. And so he had a lot of negative things to say about President Trump. And all of a sudden, no one's taking him seriously. Everybody's clowning on him. And then today, we got this right here.
Everyone, November 5th, election mania. Choice is yours. You can go with President Trump, Kane, and The Undertaker, or you can take Kamala Harris, Dave Bautista, and Tim Walz. Choose wisely. The nation depends on it.
And that should be an easy choice.
Let's freaking go, Undertaker! Putting over President Trump with Kane. That's gotta be Kane. So you've got the brothers themselves right there, okay? So I did not think Undertaker, the big red machine, that's right. I did not think that Undertaker was going to put him over, okay? I did not think that. And yet here we are, not only because I just heard he was going to have him on his podcast, but Undertaker, Mark Calloway, not only does he have him on, not only is he going to have him on his podcast, he puts him over with Kane. Absolutely amazing. The Brothers of Destruction. That's right. Hell yeah. I love it. So that happened today. And that was, obviously a pretty big piece of news that got a lot of people talking. And it is getting a lot more socially acceptable now to, talk about President Trump and put President Trump over, everything like that. Also, something else I want to comment on, because when I'm on another channel, I'm not going to be douchebag Jeremy. I keep that to my personal channel or Geeks and Gamers. But I was talking today because we were talking about the Bautista thing and some other stuff with Trump on Friday Night Tights. And I made a comment that, Donald Trump has been, world famous, one of the most famous people in the world, the most famous person in the world for the past 40 years. I made that comment. And we've never seen him lose his cool. We've never seen this guy lose his cool. He's never got into a confrontation. He's always been the same level of energy, cool, calm, collective, and an alpha male. We've always seen that. All right. When I said that, I saw some people in the chat going, Jeremy's fucking delusional. Donald Trump's only been famous for like 20 years. Dude, people with their TDS absolutely need to fucking be checked out for mental derangement. You're telling me Donald Trump's only been famous for 20 years. What the fuck are you smoking? What are you smoking? So, I got something called facts. This is 1988, ladies and gentlemen. 1988. Now, this is also someone that's turned their back on President Trump, which is Oprah Winfrey, who's a terrible human being. Now, the audio might be a little low, but if the audio is low, I'll tell you what's being said. But let's listen to this clip right here from 1988 and tell me Donald Trump hasn't been world famous since the 80s.
Various celebrities in New York, because it was the opening concert in New York, and there were all kinds of celebrities, very, very famous people coming in to be seated, and that when you were seated, you got the loudest applause. People stood up and roared and cheered when you walked in. Why is that? What is this fascination?
1988, Oprah says, of all the celebrities, of all the people there, Donald Trump walks in and gets the loudest ovation of anybody in the room. What is this fascination with this young, vibrant man? Don't tell me Donald Trump hasn't been famous for 40 fucking years. World famous. Legendary.
Maybe I should be a rock star. By the way,
they thought you were going to moonwalk.
He was great. I have to say. No, I did get I don't know why. I really don't know why. I wish I could pinpoint it. I wish I could really tell you why. But I think I've done a good job in New York, and I've done a charitable job in a sense. And Trump Tower has become such a success, and it's as you and I were discussing, it's become the #1 attraction in New York, Trump Tower. And I think people recognize it. New York people are really proud of it, and people
so you've sort of become like a folk hero. I mean, people. There's someone in this audience. I was reading the audience list. Some man who's a businessman. You can tell me who you are later. Who went to New York and just wanted to stand by your building, hoping some of the luck would run off.
Is that true? Is he in this audience?
He's in this audience.
We have to find him.
Yeah. And so how do you explain that, or is there an explanation?
I believe that you make your own luck to a large extent. Well, the word luck is a very important word. Very important. There's no more important word than luck, but you can help create or help make your own luck. I walk down the street a lot of times, and people will touch me and they'll grab for me, and I used to really be insulted because I'm a private guy. I'd say, geez, that's horrible. Somebody punches you in the arm a little bit, and you're just walking down the street. And then ultimately, I became, in a sense, honored by that because people are really looking for something. Unfortunately, I don't think that has any effect. I don't think it works. I think you have to go out and really work hard and do well, and you have to have the ability.
So there you go right there. So I just wanted to play this clip from, the late 80s. And when I said that, and I saw people in the chat, like they were going, Jeremy's just delusional with his Trump love. Trump wasn't famous. Trump wasn't worldwide known. He wasn't a big celebrity. He wasn't the most famous man back in the 80s. Yes, he was. He absolutely was. And into the 90s and into the 2000s. And he's pretty much been a standard in pop culture and Hollywood until 2015. That's right, 2015 and 2016 when he decided to run for president. And then the mainstream media has basically tried to memory hole everything with President Trump. They've tried to make you think that he only became famous when they did The Apprentice. Well, I mean, The Apprentice certainly did it took him to another level, but like he was already there. It's just that The Apprentice just showed another, like, this guy can now conquer reality TV. Is there anything this guy can't do? And so, yeah, wanted to show that and put it on record because, so many people with their TDS, man. I mean, you don't have to like Trump, but let's stop acting like the man isn't the most famous human being of our lifetime, because he absolutely is. There's not, like, the only people that I would argue that you could even argue are in Trump's neighborhood of fame in my lifetime is Michael Jackson and Michael Jordan. Those are probably the other two. And that's it. But I would say Trump's fame has transcended even those guys, which is crazy to think about. Crazy to think about. Well, let me see. Maddening for 50 says, Jeremy, you've undoubtedly swayed some undecided folks to see Trump. Trump's the only logical choice. Your work is far from over, but you continue to help genuinely shape our nation's future. America thanks you. Right side of the history. Look at that. I do genuinely appreciate that. Like, I don't like if you think I'm helping President Trump, I consider that like a huge compliment, because I think that helping Trump means that it's helping our future. It helps, everybody's future and future generations to come. And I think I agree with Elon Musk that if Trump doesn't win, it's over. I seriously believe that. And the fact that someone like Elon Musk, whose intelligence level is so far beyond mine, is and he's out there putting his reputation on the line and his, everything, his company, his future, the things that he's creating. I mean, Elon Musk right now is Elon Musk is a historical figure. Elon Musk will be a name. You know how, like, we talk about Albert Einstein and he's revered, like Elon Musk will be like that in the future. People are going to be talking about Elon Musk for the rest of time. And we're lucky enough now to live in the same time as Elon Musk. And this guy's putting his whole reputation on the line to get Donald Trump reelected. It's absolutely insane, man. As a matter of fact, I did have a tweet today. The Daily Wire, Jeremy Boring of the Daily Wire, who, again, for some reason still follows me. I follow him too. Every time I say something to Jeremy Boring, I'm waiting for him to unfollow me on Twitter. Swig of water for the working man. But Jeremy Boring puts his tweet out, and he's quote tweeting someone else. But he says, This is accurate. Trump is deeply and uniquely flawed. Most of his conservative and Christian critics are, to a varying degrees, right about him. And then he kind of goes into, he does make an argument for Trump, but it's this constant bullshit of like, I need to state that Donald Trump is a flawed man. Guess who else is a flawed man? Every single human being walking this earth. Every single person. So listen to this now. So I responded, okay? And I said, I quoted him and I said, I can't stand when people spew this absolute nonsense. Donald Trump has been investigated more than any human being on the planet. The most evil and corrupt people in the world can't find anything on this man. He's so clean, they're having to literally invent things to pin on him. Compared to 99% of actual politicians, Donald Trump is a saint. Like, this is the same people that, and I'm going to show you right now because it drives me fucking crazy. But these are the same people. Let me go find it really quickly because somebody screenshot something right here. Here we go right here. So this is replies to in my comment section. This is Matt Walsh in 2016. I would have voted for Bush over Trump in a heartbeat. Not even a tough decision. But you want to talk about flawed people. You want to talk about flawed people. Matt Walsh. It's madness to have a 78-year-old president. This is in 2021. I said that all along, and I'll say it if Trump runs in 2024. Your chance of developing dementia or some other incapacitating ailment at that age, especially such as physically and mentally taxing jobs, is very, very crazy. The people calling for Trump 2024 are hard to understand. You want to do this again in 4 years with a 78-year-old Trump? Do you like losing? Trump is gone in 8 days. He's not running again at the age of 78, especially after all of this. There is no reason to impeach him or try to remove him except as theater. Using impeachment as a theater, like, this is insane. It's insane. Hillary's evil. Trump's an anti-constitutional constitution buffoon. Make up your own mind how to vote. It's not my job. The Hillary campaign is insanely corrupt. The Trump campaign. Now, what? Okay, listen. But let's go back to this. Hang on. Here we go. Right here. Look, I got to go right here. Matt Walsh. I got one thing to say to you, Matt Walsh, because this is what I wanted to play right here.
I just feel like a young man. I'm so young. I can't believe it. I'm the youngest person. I am a young, vibrant man. I look at Joe. I don't know about him. I don't know. Macho man, yeah.
6'3", 215 pounds. Now, guy, I'm not a sources type of guy. I don't break news stories. I don't do those things. But I have sources within the UFC that have told me that Donald Trump could have been, right now at 78 years old, could have been the favorite to be the heavyweight champion of the world. But instead, he looked at Dana White and he said, Dana, as much as I would love to be the UFC champion, I've got to go make America great again. Just telling you. I'm just telling you. I also have it on good authority that when Tom Brady retired a couple of years ago, he retired because he heard Donald Trump was going to come back to the NFL. Robert Kraft made a phone call and said, Donnie, Tom's gone. He's down in Tampa. We need you to play quarterback, make the Patriots great again. He was going to. Tom Brady retired. He was scared. I'm just telling you what I've heard, okay? I'm just telling you what I heard. But anyway, he is young. Who Drank My Bear says, bad joke, not funny. Well, I fucking laughed. It was funny to me. It was funny to me. That hurts my feelings. You know who else laughed at my joke? Everyone loved my joke. Everyone. Yeah, so anyway, going back to the Daily Wire, I can't stand when people do this nonsense with like having to qualify your criticism of Donald Trump. I'm also sick and tired of the two choices. There's only, we only have two choices. And of the two choices, Donald Trump is the best choice. No. Donald Trump is the best choice, period. End of discussion. There's no other better choice. Donald Trump is the best choice, period. It has nothing to do with of the choices available. He's the best choice, end of discussion. And so I'm really getting tired of that narrative that continues to exist out there. But it is what it is. What are you going to do? Does Drunk 3PO? Was Drunk 3PO in the chat? Drunk 3PO. Jay, you can join if you want. I don't know if you're around. But Jay is supposed to help host CobraCast tomorrow while I'm on the road. So hopefully Jay will be tuning in. And that's going to be a lot of fun. So we will see how that goes. We also have, if I can find it right here. Is this it? You guys are going to love this one. Just give me a minute. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, right here. All right. I'm just going to tell you right now, the chat's about to get hyped. I don't know if you guys are ready for the hype levels we're about to see in this chat, but here we go. Here we go.
Hi, everyone. Fight, fight, fight. Vote, vote, vote. Fight, fight, fight. From Little Jim. Fight, fight, fight. Vote, vote, vote. Fight, fight, fight. Boom. We're gonna crack. Boom, boom, boom. Fight, fight, fight. From Little Jim. And we will make America great again. Nobody's smarter than Elon. He is a very advanced person. I want to be like Elon. Nice, tall, handsome guy. And I love that guy.
President Trump must win to preserve the Constitution. He must win to preserve democracy in America. As you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm drunk MAGA.
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 We love MAGA.
Free speech is the bedrock of democracy. You must have free speech in order to have democracy. That's why it's the First Amendment. And the Second Amendment is there to ensure that we have the First Amendment. Register to vote.
Vote!
If they don't, this will be the last election.
If you don't vote, check your mouth. Take over, Elon. Yes, take over. Fight, fight, fight.
Vote, vote, vote.
Fight, fight, fight. From Little Jim.
Fight, fight, fight. Vote, vote, vote.
Fight, fight, fight. Boom. We're gonna crack. Boom, boom, boom. Fight, fight, fight. From Little Jim. And we will make America great again. Over the past 8 years, those who want to stop us have slandered me, impeached me, indicted me. And who knows, maybe even tried to kill me. Our black population, our Hispanic population, our Asian population. Everybody was doing better, and our country was coming together, and then we got hit with COVID. COVID-19! These people are crazy. Some people would call it the China virus. Kung flu, the Chinese virus.
Register to vote.
Vote!
If they don't, this will be the last election.
If you don't vote, that's pathetic. Take over, Elon. Yes, take over. Fight, fight, fight.
Vote, vote, vote.
Fight, fight, fight. From Little Jim.
Fight, fight, fight. Vote, vote, vote.
Fight, fight, fight. Boom. We're gonna crack. Boom, boom, boom. Fight, fight, fight. From Little Jim. And we will make America great again.
All right, so I'm gonna retweet that right now. I'm retweeting it right now so you guys can find it. That's freaking fantastic, though. Let's see. All right, I think I got it. And yeah, that's from the Remix Bros. You can find them over on Twitter. This is their account right here.
Hi, everyone.
This is their account right here. I just retweeted it, so you can go to my Twitter account if you want to go check that out. But yeah, absolutely awesome. By the way, do you guys remember this moment right here? Do you guys remember this moment right here? I want you to all understand that we're supposed to believe that Kamala Harris is going to lead the country, lead the nation, lead the Democratic Party. Here you go right here. Now, if you'll watch closely, Kamala starts doing her hyena laugh, and Schumer turns around. What did Trump say? Schumer's the one in charge. That's what he said. This is your leader. This is your leader. Are you kidding me? Holy crap. Oh my God, dude. We are fucked if this weirdo gets in office. Don't even. That's a terrifying situation to even think about. She has no authority in any scenario. None. Or we could have this guy right here. Make your choice, America. Make your choice.
You have very low unemployment rate in the U.S. and we have a very high unemployment rate in France. How come? What's the recipe for?
Well, maybe we have a better president than you do.
One more time. One more time.
You have very low unemployment rate in the U.S. and we have a very high unemployment rate in France. How come? What's the recipe for?
Well, maybe we have a better president than you do.
That's who we need. Bring this man back immediately. Bring this man back immediately. Also, the Kamala Harris campaign is trying to run this narrative that that Donald Trump is getting tired. This is Donald Trump's schedule right here. He's going to be, or tonight he was in Detroit, right? Was that tonight? Yeah, he was in Detroit tonight. He's going to be in Pennsylvania Saturday and Sunday. He's going to be in Greenville, North Carolina on Monday. He's going to be in Concord on Monday. He's going to be in Georgia on Wednesday. He's going to be in Vegas on Thursday. And then he's going to be in New York on Sunday. Holy shit, man. I mean, this man is unstoppable. He's absolutely unstoppable. It's crazy. And that's not even to add like all the other stuff that the man is doing, all the interviews that he's been doing lately. But yeah, the Kamala campaign is trying to run this narrative that he's too tired and all this shit. It's absolutely insane. Let's see where we're at. Is this it right here? Oh yeah, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Trump was on Fox and Friends. He called him out.
And he was with us on the yesterday, joined us from the Washington, D.C. area. One of the things about Fox and Friends, we've been doing the show for like 28 years. But one of the biggest days was the day you became president. And we actually got to do the very first interview at the White House after you were sworn in. And it was a great interview and it made a lot of news. Ainsley asked a great question in 2017. And we're gonna get in the Wayback Machine, Mr. President. We're gonna play that for you, and then we're gonna update the question.
But you know the difference? In the old days, you never played negative ads. In other words, when I leave here, I'll then be hit by 5 or 6 ads. And in the old days, you never had Ian
Fox News.
Yeah. Well, in the old days. But in the old days, which wasn't so. When I leave, I'll have 12 people from Kamala on, and pretty much unopposed. For 19 days, I don't think we should do that anymore. I think you shouldn't play negative ads. It's very tough. You do a show, and I complain all the time about it. I love complaining. I like to have everything perfect. But when I leave here, I'll have 200 people from...
Because they buy time on Fox.
And, by the time you do it, you say, what are you doing? It's sort of a net,
right.
neutral.
Well,
love how this dude will just call him out. Just calls it out.
And he was with us.
He does not back down at all. Also, CNN's having a real tough time.
All right, new this morning, people poring over the words from Elon Musk, the richest person in the world, who seemed to promote election lies and other falsehoods while stumping for Donald Trump at a solo town hall in Pennsylvania. CNN's Marshall Cohen here to explain. Good morning, Marshall.
John, good morning to you. Elon Musk, on his social media platform almost every single day, promotes election disinformation, but he took his show on the road last night for this first solo town hall on behalf of Trump, promoting Trump's campaign.
Gary might be able to see better than this dude, by the way. Gary might be able that's a huge statement. Gary probably has better vision than this dude.
Where he brought up some of these 2020 conspiracy theories. I'll play for you a clip of what he said, but do not believe everything you hear. We will fact check it after the clip. Take a listen.
When you have mail-in ballots and no sort of proof of citizenship, it becomes almost impossible to prove cheating is the issue. There are some very strange things that happen that are statistically incredibly unlikely. So, there's always this sort of question of, like, say, the Dominion voting machines. It is weird that I think they're used in Philadelphia and in Maricopa County, but not in a lot of other places. Doesn't that seem like a heck of a coincidence?
All right, so there's three things here that I want to break down.
How much does it take this man seriously? Look at this guy. What are we doing, man? What are we doing? I can't even focus. I can't even focus.
All right, so there's three things here that I want to break down for you. Number one, he said with mail-in ballots, it's almost impossible to find fraud. That's completely false. All the experts I speak to say that the systems are in place. There are plenty of safeguards. It's actually pretty easy to find fraud, and fraud is extremely rare. Of course, mail ballots are paper trails. There's barcodes. Everything there is verified. Number two, he said Dominion machines were in Maricopa and Philadelphia. So that's Phoenix and Philadelphia. Well, they were in Maricopa, but Dominion was not in Philadelphia, period. So he just got that one wrong. And number three, regardless of where there were Dominion machines, the results were accurate. Democratic and Republican officials from Phoenix and Philadelphia have both repeatedly said that the results were accurate. Everything was tabulated properly there. John, it is interesting that Elon Musk picked a fight with Dominion. Of course, they're famous for getting that $800 million settlement out of Fox News for promoting similar lies.
Yeah, Dominion, not litigious at all. But then again, Elon Musk, he's got his own lawyers. Marshall Cohen, thank you very much for that dose of reality. Okay. All right.
It was hard to pay attention to literally anything that dude said, man. I got really distracted. Holy crap. It's bad when Gary can see better. All right. There was another clip that I'm trying to find. Oh, so check this out. Marcellus Wiley, who's a former NFL football player. Listen, man, Barack Obama's comments the other day where he was basically just talking down to black men because they're not voting the way that Barack Obama wants them to is not going over well. It's not going over very well at all.
Black, right? Somebody black running, right? Go get it.
Barack Obama is back on the campaign trail and he's making the case against Donald Trump.
You're thinking about sitting out or even supporting somebody who has a history of denigrating you because you think that's a sign of strength. That's what being a man is. Put women down? That's not acceptable.
Don't loop me because I am a black man, but then trying to say misogynistic, I ain't the one. They don't even assume that some of the black men that are not going to vote for her just don't like her. And it ain't because she's a her. It's because of her, the person, not her, the gender. People project so much, right? Because they know how they would do it. And then they be looking at you when you do something that is not them, that's different. They be like, oh, I know why you did it. No, you don't. None of us be speaking for all of us. Obama, you know how much I love you, Columbia Lion. Respect. Man, you walk in the room and start putting us all in some one group. The monolith. Just want us to think for our skin color. Y'all vote how you want to vote.
And then if you look in the comment section here, I think it was the comment section. Let me see. He was responding to people. Let me go see if I can find where he was responding to people. He's probably been catching a lot of hell from people. But I saw a quote tweet right here. Somebody, so This guy says, I feel like Donald Trump treats black men like they're complete equals, which people would have been conditioned to interpret as disrespectful because of the culture of low expectations, being told what they can't do. To me, Trump gives equal respect and offers opportunity. And then Marcellus Wiley says, it certainly beats 2 straight elections of Democrats telling me I ain't black if I don't vote for them. And then this loser says, when has Donald Trump ever treated a single human with respect? Marcellus says, me, when I spent the day with him. Boom! Like absolute destruction. Absolute destruction. Like the soy boy just gets destroyed. But of course, those facts don't matter. Those facts don't matter. And all of that's going to be dismissed. Thank you, Bull Bear for the 10. I know I got a lot of super chats. I'm going to get to all of them. Samuel with the 20. I think Munchie Ninja sent a 20 earlier. McCock sent a 20. Dan A. Mad Max. Thank you. I appreciate it, guys. I see it all. Jesse MacArthur, John Ambler dropped 5 more gifted memberships. I see everything. I will get to all of it. I promise. But seeing how this narrative is continuing to evolve is definitely reassuring for sure. I need everybody to understand we're nowhere near out of the woods. I know it seems like we are. We're not. We're nowhere near. Okay, like there is a long way to go. A long way to go. And was this one right here? I gotta find. There's this clip of Elon Musk that I really want. Oh, here it is. Here it is, right here. All right, here we go. Why does it do that? Every time I try to full screen it, I'll just have to scroll it this way and see if I can find it. Right here. Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, I saw an interview with Mark Cuban and what's her name again, Rachel Maddow, but I couldn't tell which was which.
Elon just roasting Mark Cuban one more time.
I mean, I saw an interview with Mark Cuban and what's her name again, Rachel Maddow, but I couldn't tell which was which.
Oh man, I'm telling you, man, an Elon Trump team in the White House is going to be absolutely unstoppable. It's going to be insane. I'm hoping this all works out. Time will tell. Time will tell. Now we got this one right here. I haven't heard if there's any update to this, but right here, Kamala Harris. As Kamala dramatically bloviates about abortion at a rally goer shouts, "Jesus is Lord." Her reply, "You are at the wrong rally." Kamala hates Christians. She is directly telling you.
With the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade, and they did as he intended. Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally. No, I think you meant to go to the smaller one down the street.
So I personally didn't hear anybody say Jesus is Lord, but that has been going around, and Benny Johnson tweeted this out. I personally couldn't hear it, but I do believe that Kamala Harris would 1000% say that because listen, man, she's a very evil, hateful woman. She is 100% that. She's stupid. She's very stupid, which everybody knows that. But little stuff like there's another video with it that's clearer, says Chris. Okay. If somebody can link that one to me. Also, where's it at right here? Elon Musk. And again, I think this is a huge, like this guy, man, Scott Pressler getting more love right here. Here we go.
Hiring Scott Pressler through his an amazing
Yeah, sure.
movement
Absolutely.
for that efficiency.
Yes. And I should say, hopefully if this comes to pass, then the Department of Government Efficiency is able to take action. We will reduce a lot of government headcount, but we're going to give, I think, like very long severances, like 2 years or something like that. So, look, just go do something else is what we're going to say, and you'll get paid for 2 years. So you got a lot of time to go and figure out something else to do. It's like the point is not to be cruel or to have people not be able to pay their mortgage or anything. It's just we got to move people. That we just have too many people in the government sector, and that they could be more productive elsewhere.
If Elon gets this Doge department, it's going to be a game changer, absolute game changer. So I'm looking forward to that. Let me see here where we are. What is Benny doing? What is Benny up to? Let's see what Benny's up here doing. I just saw this hit my news feed. What's Benny got going on?
Yo, what's up, guys? We got Trump gas out here today in Tampa, Florida. We got some gas lines going. And Donald Trump gas is gas at $1.84. That's how cheap gas was when President Trump was president. Look at this over here. The sign. We got the sign. $1.84. That's the price of gas. We're reminding people that gas doesn't have to be so damn expensive. Make gas cheap again. Vote Trump 2024.
I love you, Trump.
Yeah.
Every time.
What's up, Eric? Come on.
I love you, Trump.
Yeah.
Trump is the America.
Yes.
Make
Donald Trump.
Trump. No Kamala. No Biden. I love you, Trump.
Yeah. What? Don't you remember when gas was cheap and groceries were cheap and it was easier to raise a family?
That's right. That's right. It was cheap. It was better. America was great. Not a lot of unemployment people. So before, when we have Trump, that was the best time. After Biden got the president, that's the worst time that we have passed. Then we have the Milton hurricane, and we have a problem with that. Nobody comes to help us. Even on FEMA, you apply and everything, and nothing happens. With Trump, he gave a lot of help. He gave a lot of food cheaper. That was the point. I have a daughter, and that's enough for us. We need Trump back to the president.
Hell
President
yeah.
of 2025.
Yes, it's hard to get dad out of here.
Yes, Lenny D. be single. We do that in Miami. Lenny D. be single in United States.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I see the piece. Let me see that. Get up in there.
That's the same. Lenny D.
That's it, right there.
Yeah, love for Trump.
What's your message to Trump? Last question.
For Trump, man, I want you to be president again. I want you to help America make it great again like you did the last time. I believe in you 100%, and I know that's going to be the best time in the president. No Kamala. No Kamala. Sorry.
No communism.
No communism.
No communism.
Never.
Not in America. This is America.
United States. This is America.
Yes, that's right. That's right. What's your message to Trump?
I love you. I love you.
My man. All right. For the kids, Donald Trump, cheap gas, groceries, and life. All right. God bless you.
That's awesome. That's the first time I saw that. That's the first time. Benny out there doing work. You got to respect it. Let's see here. All right, we got that. Oh, there was it Colin Rugg had something posted that I wanted to show you guys really quickly. Colin with 2 L's, right? There we go. Trump. That was funny as hell, man. We got that one. We got Trump started talking about Poly Market today. All right.
A new phenomenon. And that's gambling polls. They call it poly poll or something. I've never heard of it. Poly market. And we're
poly poll
64 to 38, 36, something like that. So that's not bad. I don't know what the hell it means, but it means that we're doing really well. And we're the 64, by the way. Okay? Just we don't want to be the 38 or 36. A new phenomenon. And that's gambling polls. They call it poly poll.
Freaking Trump, man. One of a kind dude. Let's see where we're at here. What is this one? Okay, this was his comments earlier.
Kamala Harris said she thinks you're exhausted. That's why you're canceling events. Are you exhausted?
What event did I cancel? I haven't canceled. She doesn't go to any events. She's a loser. She doesn't go to any events. She didn't even show up for the Catholics last night at the hotel. It was insulting. All they are is sound bites. So today I was at Fox and Friends at 7 in the morning. I then went to 2 different other appearances. I then made about 15 phone calls. I've gone 48 days now without arrest. And I've got that loser who doesn't have the energy of a rabbit. Let me tell you something. She should have been last night with the Catholics. So all they do is put out sound bites. Tell me when you've seen me take even a little bit of a risk. Not only I'm not even tired. I'm really exhilarated. You know why? We're killing her in the polls because the American people don't want her. She didn't pass her bar exam. She's not a smart person. She's not a person that should represent our country. So I just want to let you know that very clearly. Go.
Holy shit, dude. Like just savage, absolute savagery from President Trump, as it should be. That was 2016 energy right there. That was 2016 energy. All right, let me catch up a little bit here. Munchie Ninja for 20 says, bro, Vince Russo was on Piers Morgan, and bro, it was hilarious, bro. He was yelling at this journalist, bro, and bro, it was glorious, bro. You are officially in Vince Russo's league, bro. I know, I saw it. Freaking bro. Vince Russo, bro. Brock with the 50 gifted memberships. You gotta hydrate. You gotta hydrate. Swig of water for the working man. Thank you, Brock. John Ambler with 10 gifted memberships. Sally Ito with 5 gifted memberships. Black Guard with 20 gifted memberships. Holy crap, man. Let's see. The Undertaker. Oh, Teddy Long dropping $10. I got Teddy Long one-on-one with The Undertaker. That's pretty damn funny, actually. Maddening, there's your 50. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. I read that one earlier. Mad Max for 20 says, Jeremy, my football reference to the polls right now is that Trump is up by 7 points with 5 minutes left in the game. Don't play prevent defense. Keep your foot on the gas pedal and attack. 100%, man. What was it earlier? I think In Wokeness posted something. Where was it? And this is maybe I don't know if this was betting markets or whatever. But he basically was like, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, right here. 8 years ago today, End Wokeness put this out. Exactly 8 years ago. That is Hillary Clinton with a 92% chance of beating Donald Trump. Now, there's a couple of different ways we can look at this. John Ambler with 10 more gifted memberships. There's a couple of different ways to look at this. On one perspective, you can say, well, this just shows that those high percentages that Trump is dealing with are not an automatic because Hillary had a 92%. On the flip side, the way to look at this is that Donald Trump has always polled very badly. Very, very badly. And even into 2020, he polled very badly compared to the actual numbers that happened. So there's a couple of different ways to look at this, but ultimately the only true one way to look at this is that we cannot let up. We have to keep moving forward. That's the bottom line. Don't take polls. Don't take percentages. Don't take gut feelings. Don't take any of it for what it is. Just understand that that's good information, but it doesn't matter. You got to go out there and you got to vote. You got to vote. You got to vote. You got to vote. That's all it comes down to. And you got to get your friends and your family out there voting as well. That's the bottom line right there. McCox says 2 years ago, my friend game overed himself We both voted for Trump our senior year of high school, then voted for him again in 2020 for his funeral. We even had it Donald Trump themed. He had a great sense of humor. R.I.P. Matthew. Damn, bro. Well, you have mentioned something to that effect in the past, and to me, and I appreciate that you're continuing to share that information with everybody. But yeah, man, thank you for that, and thank you for all your support, brother. I appreciate it. R.I.P. Matthew. Jay is in the house. Drunk 3PO. Samuel for 20 says, I don't usually support masking up, but if I were Doug and I knew how she got power, yeah, I would wear a mask when she kissed me too. Get Jay on. Jay can jump on if he wants, but he might be busy. Thank you, Bull Bear, for the $10. I appreciate it. Joey Bitt says Barack forgot his part in the MLK speech that one day we'll live in a nation where we'll not be judged by the color of our skin, but by the content of our character. Trump 2024, Vance 2028, Tulsi 2032. Thank you, Joe, for the super chat. John, with those 10 more gifted memberships. Damn, a lot of gifties flying tonight, man. A lot of gifties indeed. San Fran Meth Man with the picture of Dan Vask. Holy shit. I was not prepared for that name and that picture of Dan Vask. Holy shit. That is a, have you seen this man? If you've seen this man, contact local authorities right now. You are correct, laughing man. This is my reaction to that one.
I was not ready for that. I was not ready for that. What just happened?
Dan A says, I have my mail-in ballot right here, sitting next to my dark MAGA hat. Wonder who I'm voting for. Trump 2024. Let's freaking go. Hell yeah. Eric Heffelfinger says, if Jeremy's shaping the future of the nation, then the nation's future is gay. Rye the guy says, Trump talks the same way to everyone. He talks to them like they are smart and can comprehend what he is saying. He doesn't start talking with any weird accent or pander to any audience. He is genuine. He is. Like I've got this clip from the same Oprah time frame, and I think it's like the same interview that I could play. Just it shows the man's consistency. He's consistent. He's always been consistent. That's why so many people love this guy. This clip right here. Right here.
This sounds like political presidential talk to me, and I know people have talked to you about whether or not you want to run. Would you ever?
Probably not. But I do get tired of seeing the country ripped off.
Why would you not?
I just don't think I really have the inclination to do it. I love what I'm doing. I really like it.
Also, it doesn't pay as well.
No, it doesn't. But, I just probably wouldn't do it, Oprah. I probably wouldn't, but I do get tired of seeing what's happening with this country. And if it got so bad, I would never want to rule it out totally, because I really am tired of seeing what's happening with this country, how we're really making other people live like kings and we're not. But
if you did run for president, you believe you'd win?
Well, I don't know. I think I'd win. I tell you what, I wouldn't go in to lose. I've never gone in to lose in my life. And if I did decide to do it, I think I'd be inclined. I would say that I would have a hell of a chance of winning, because I think people, I don't know how your audience feels, but I think people are tired of seeing the United States ripped off. And I can't promise you everything, but I can tell you one thing. This country would make one hell of a lot of money from those people that for 25 years have taken advantage.
Same guy all those years ago. Same guy all those years ago. So there we go. Okay. Let me go back up here to the top. Forest Through the Tree says, after watching the first 10 minutes of F&T intro on replay, it terrifies me to know that most of you have reproduced. God help us. Internet's a fucked up place, man. Sierra Tan says, this is a great community and here at the right time. Hail the 199 Trump 2024. Travis S says, I don't know what to even type. Well, we appreciate what you did type. McCock says, still awkward and gay. Mad Max says, Jeremy, after being on Piers Morgan's show, you finally made it to the big time. How does that make you feel? I feel exactly the same. It's cool though. It's cool to be on Piers Morgan, but I feel exactly the same. McHawk says, glad to see we're finally getting a wrestling pod. Yeah, talking about The Undertaker. Ice says, Gen Z for Trump, Hail MAGA 199, and Big Jeremy. John Ambler says, either you're muted or I can't hear the gay. The Exalted Patriarch says, I wish this show could include the Young Turks and Chunk Uyghurs epic cope and see the Trump election glory victory glorious. You know, we're gonna update. Hopefully, the intro will change and it will be updated to a new cope. We'll still intertwine the old cope as well, but we'll see. Q-Tart says that the fig who cried mute. Coalesce says, evening, Jeremy. Have you seen Trump's interview on Maintaining with Tyrus? I greatly enjoyed how good it was. I saw that there was an interview. Let me see is it on YouTube? Let's see. I have not seen it though. Oh damn, it was right there. Hang on. Damn it, I just saw it. Was it on Outkick? Is that what it was? Yeah, here it is. All right, let's check this out. I like Tyrus. Here we go.
Announced that crime is up like 45%, so I was right. But I haven't gotten an apology from David, but I don't watch him anymore. I haven't gotten an apology.
I have been so wrong.
Thank you, who drank my beer for
about this
5.
man, because I never understood why you fight the way you fight. You're a family man. First of all, Mr. President, thank you so much for doing this. This is a tremendous honor for me.
I'm a big fan, so just so you understand.
Thank you. Well, I'm glad because I've got an issue with you, and and when you gave me this opportunity, first of all, thank you for coming on the Gutfeld show. It was hilarious.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
It's a good show.
And I actually owe you an apology before we start. I've been very critical about you, how you fight all through the campaigns. I voted for you because I like policy. I didn't know you as a man. And I think when you don't understand what a man fights for, you can get lost, especially with all the noise we're seeing from fake news, et cetera, who created these pictures from you. So
can we talk about how good of a setup this is? These chairs look incredibly comfortable. You've got great angles. Trump looks comfortable. This is this got a really good vibe to it.
NFL show's over. Cameras are off. We go backstage, and I expected you to be like every politician or anybody I've ever celebrity I've bodyguarded for, and you met my family, and you talked to my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter is 10 years old. Her name is Georgie. You guys talked for 20 minutes. If nobody knew, you could have been her grandfather, and you were talking about her horses and her dreams. And I was sitting there, and I was like, I have been so wrong about this man because I never understood why you fight the way you fight. You're a family man.
I am. Well,
you're a father.
And your daughters are gorgeous, really, and your wife, the whole thing. I mean, you have got some setup, I'll tell you. But your family's great, and you're great, and you've really done something, and you've captured a certain spirit. You know, a friend of mine who's very smart, he's also a very big guy. He said, because I'm big and strong, people think I'm not the smartest guy.
Oh, I know.
Okay? You are a really smart guy. And I see it, and I've watched it, and I like the show, and we have the privilege of having had the highest rating in the history of the show when I did it a couple of weeks ago. That was his
of all time.
Of all time, yeah.
We beat network television.
You beat everybody.
And they were up 35 million homes, and it was a landslide.
Yep.
Now, you're putting it on me. I'm throwing it back to you, Mr. President.
Go ahead.
Why do we not hear more about Donald Trump, the father, the grandfather, and I did a deep dive. There are some things you have done that when they say those horrible things like he's Hitler, he's a racist, did they not forget in 1991 what you did with Nelson Mandela? Would you care to share that? Because I would love to hear that.
I never talk about it.
No, you do not. And I know why, because you're a man.
Yeah. I mean, I just have great relationships with a lot of people. People say that, a little bit like you do. I don't think it's a narrative the press likes. Maybe it's not even a narrative that I should have. We have to protect our country, and maybe we should let the other side. I don't even call them the enemy. I think we have more of an enemy from within than we do from outside. If you have a smart president, They talk about China and Russia and everything else. If you have a smart president, they're not going to be the problem. We have a bigger problem from within, and they hate it. I noticed today they were saying, he said the enemy from within. Of course, it's Adam Schiff. These are bad people. These are sick people and bad people. And it's true. But I think it's a narrative that they don't like, frankly. I think the fake news, a term I think I came up with. I'm very proud.
Oh, you did. You coined
It's
it.
not
You
tough.
should probably trademark it, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, I should try.
I'm not going to give you business tips.
But it's funny because it's a great term, but it's actually not strong enough because it's beyond fake. It's really bad.
Nelson Mandela and 80 of his constituents were trying to come to the United States.
Yeah.
The United States government wasn't helping him. No one was helping him. You chartered a 727 plane for their entire trip.
Yeah.
How is somebody, and that's crazy because you can talk about anything, and why is it hard for you to talk about the things you've done? It runs in your family. Your father helped build a synagogue. I mean, why do we not know those things?
It's something that I've never, I love doing it. I don't need praise for it. I don't, we all like a certain level of praise, but I've never, I just like helping people. I help a lot of people and I enjoy doing it and I never talk about it. It's nice that you bring it up. I also think it's not a narrative that the press likes talking about for me.
But I think it would help a lot of the American people who have been misled, I myself included. Now, listen, I'm voting for you now because of the.
That's a really good point that I like, Tyrus, that he's saying, like, this could definitely open a lot of people's eyes that have been brainwashed by the mainstream media. This is a damn good man. Like, this whole interview is on point. We're only 5 minutes in. The setup is top of the line. Like, what a fucking setup we're dealing with here. And Tyrus is asking great questions. I'm loving the direction this is going.
Man, you are. Not just because of the policies, because not every American will get the opportunity that I had to saw who you were backstage. And that's why I have this list. I mean, I have testimonials. We can't go through all because
I want to see them.
Now, this was, I had to dig deep.
I like that.
You donated $100,000 to raise dogs. You're not even a dog guy.
Yeah.
Explain that.
Well, that's Lara. So I have a wonderful, the wife of Eric, and she's a terrific person. You know, she's actually now a very big, an important person in getting elected in the Republican Party. She comes from North Carolina. She loves the dogs. And I did that in her honor, actually. And, you know, if you listen to her, boy, dogs are treated very badly. They're, you know, some evil people having to do even with dogs. So I did that for my daughter-in-law. Yeah, more so than me. I don't know that much about dogs, but I want to take care of them. And I had an opportunity. You know, as president, you can do a lot of things. I did a lot. The size of the kennels, the size of the cage. You know, there's like cages that they're in. And it's terrible. It's like you have no room, no nothing. And she came in with a whole group of people. These are people that really fight hard for dogs. I mean, you have people that fight. And she's a good person, so I did it for her.
I have hundreds of employees who have said things like, you've paid medical bills, you paid mortgages, rents, you've helped get family members. There's one story in here where a brother came in with a business plan, nobody would hear him. You gave him 10 minutes, you shook his hand and you cut him a check.
Yeah.
Why is it so hard for you and even your team? I'm a little upset. These are things that I think the American people need to know. And I get it, you're humbled because you're a father first.
Yeah.
And a grandfather. And that's something, again, one thing we need in this country is we need a father figure again. We need husband.
I will, and again, we'll see how this interview goes. I would like to give my interpretation of this. Donald Trump is a genius. He is a marketing genius. He is a counterpuncher. He is not someone that he's not going to throw the first punch, but he is going to return. He's going to return that punch, and he's going to hit you twice as hard when you hit him. They have hit him so much that he has realized that by taking all of their fire and just continuing to power through, it makes him more relatable to the everyday person. And he's essentially shining this negative light back on them by allowing them to continue to just throw dirt at him, throw bombs at him, throw lies at him. And he has single-handedly basically crippled the mainstream media in the past, 8 to 10 years. And so you can say whatever you want about Donald Trump and you can have whatever opinion you want. There is no debate on the fact that Donald Trump is a marketing genius. He is a master of marketing. The man, no one can market like this guy. And he will take what you're giving him, but it's clear that the media is evil and they're ran by evil people. And so Trump has essentially allowed them to just destroy themselves by not fighting back with the truth as much as just shining their lies back on them to the masses. That's my take on it.
Husbands and boyfriends and young men we need to see that fathers are capable of great things, because we've dealt with it, especially in the last 3.5 years, a complete dismemberment of what it is to be a man. We're under attack for everything.
We are. Well, actually, manhood is under attack. I see things that are so beautiful, and the next day I see they're knocking the hell out of somebody for doing something that a day before I said, what a wonderful thing. No, we have to get back a little bit more. You know, the other thing under attack is religion. Religion was like the glue that kept this country together, and so many people are mocking it now. They mock it, and it just kept our country together. But it's absolutely under attack, and under attack by this administration. And you look at Kamala; she's worse than Biden. Biden he's out of it. Okay.
Oh yeah.
But she's actually not as smart as Biden. Biden was smarter than her. I think to this day he is. And I don't think the country can take a chance on having her. I think it's a tremendous, I don't even think it's a chance.
Well, let me ask you,
I think it would be a disaster.
Let me ask you the question that was posed there last night that she refused to answer. You debated Biden the first time and you debated him the second time. How much of a difference did you notice from the two?
So, are you talking about her and him, or are you talking about just him?
This is interviews about you.
Well, he was different. I think he had a really bad night. I don't think
cognitively.
I don't know. He had a really bad the second time.
Yeah.
I think he had a really bad time of it. So I debated him before, and he was okay. Look, I hit him hard. I asked him about $3.5 million. Remember when Chris Wallace was protecting him? Chris Wallace is not doing so well. Chris Wallace is not Mike. But I asked him about the 3.5 given to him by the mayor of Moscow's wife. I said, how do you justify this? And then I always have 2 or 3 people to debate. The last time I had David Muir.
I call them interventions.
Oh, they're terrible. Well, David Muir, I said, crime is through the roof. It's way up. And he said, no, it's not. It's way down. The FBI said so. Well, the FBI didn't include a lot of places.
Funny how that is.
Yeah. The next day,
well, somebody said Trump is sympathetic to Joe, and I actually agree. He's being very sympathetic to Joe, and I think that that's, again, by design. I think that Trump is manipulating Joe Biden right now. I think he has been for a while, and it's very subtle. But I do think that Trump is using, like, he's intentionally not hammering Joe Biden right now, and he's actually saying, like, they ran him out of office. They stole his presidency. It's a coup. You know, they took his presidency from him. Like, he's working that angle because the man is a fucking genius.
I remember they announced that crime is up like 45%. So I was right. But I haven't gotten an apology from David Muir, but I don't watch him anymore. I haven't gotten an apology. No, I think Biden, look, the debate he had was not great. But I think that he's a step above her. Actually,
speaking of apologies, the brave men and women on the border, especially the horse division, that their lives were put in shambles. One of the things I have on my policy list was that, would you consider giving them a day at the White House, a moment to be recognized?
Are we talking what they were saying about the whips and everything
yes.
else, which didn't exist?
Not just them, but their families. When the president of the United States comes out and condemns them.
You do it. You set it up. We win. I'm there because that's it. We have to win. If we don't win, we're not going to have a country. You're right. They were brutalized. You know, it's interesting. These people are not smart, but they're vicious. They're very vicious. And you see it. It's like fascist. It's like Marxist. I don't know what the hell it is. But the level, look at me, the weaponization of the Justice Department. Nobody's ever seen anything like it.
America, again, this is not hyperbole. This is a guy, I don't fly private jets. I fly every airport I go to all over the country. 4 years ago.
Are you able to use like one one seat because you are a
Yeah, first class, of
First
course.
class, one
Yes, yeah, one seat. Yeah,
Well, that means you have to stay wealthy.
well,
right?
or keep billing Fox. One or
Well,
the other.
that's
Yeah,
even
yeah,
better.
but yeah,
I like that even
yeah,
better.
outsource the bill. But again, when I think about the verbiage and the things that are said about you, even after we don't even know how many assassination attempts there has been, but we know too. One of the things that when you in that moment when you stood up and you yelled fight, 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 again, that's where I'm seeing the father. It wasn't about you. It was letting your family know you're okay and you're more concerned about the people. But yet I'm still waiting for the interview to talk to you about that. Why are we not sharing in that? That was a tremendous moment. I was in Oklahoma doing a stand-up show and I thought I was going to cancel because I wasn't leaving the TV screen because I'm watching an assassination attempt on our
You went
president.
out. People will watch you. There's no question about it. That was a big deal.
But I went anyways to the show thinking no one would come, and they came. And instead of doing a stand-up show, I did a Q&A to talk about it. And there was a lot of veterans that were there that were talking about how much they support you and they believe in you, and that they were generally concerned. But they said they had no fear because when they saw you stand, you stood for them. Because veterans, our police,
right,
our first responders have been, forget the moral outrage of how they're treated.
They've been
the funding, stuff like that.
Sure.
And you have been doing some stuff with taxes. Yeah. Now, I did a little bit, and I'm not a mathematician, but I did a little bit of checking. One of the policies, like, would you consider thinking about for our veterans, for those who serve, for those of our police department, to where their taxation is the fact that they're giving their bodies to this country instead of having to pay taxes. None of these cities want to give them raises, so at least let them keep their money.
You know, I've never heard that before, and it's like a very interesting thing. It's the kind of thing you would think of, right? Because they have been treated so terribly.
It's going to take more than a hug. We need to, and here's the deal. If you're looking at serving in this country, in the military, or a police officer or a firefighter, and you're young and you're coming up, and you don't have to pay taxes because you're paying, it's almost an incentive to where we can get people interested.
And other countries do that, as you know.
Yeah.
Other countries do that.
Of course they do.
In spades. It's something I would
What's
think
up,
about.
Carolyn?
Something that nobody ever brought up. I've never heard it. It's interesting you're bringing it up. You're like my tax person there. But I mean, something has to be done.
Yes.
And we have to attract
I think
people.
you're the president to do it.
Well, the military is now not attracting people. They're not going in. And I think it's because they don't respect the people at the top, the commanding officer. I mean, the commander-in-chief is not, I think you have to have, we were not having this problem 5 years ago. We have problems in the military right now. You know, the one thing I will say, though, and I tell the story, we really did a great job with our military. I rebuilt the military, right? And we got rid of ISIS. And I got to know them during this very short period of time. It was supposed to take 5 years. We did it in about a month. Remember that?
Yep.
And I got to know the real military, not these guys that are woke and that are like, should I mention them? Yeah.
I think we get it with the woke.
No.
Yeah.
With
I'm knowing, trust
with
me.
Millie and Estapens.
Yes.
And I mean, look, I guess Mattis is a nice guy, but we have people in there that are much different. Not the people on television, the people that got rid of ISIS quickly. I was told it was going to take 5 years, and we did it in a matter of literal weeks. And I said, this is a great military. And by the way, they're not woke. You could never make them woke. These are guys, you will never, ever make them woke. But they did a great job. Great job.
Now, you brought us Space Force.
Yeah.
And with now partnering with Elon Musk and stuff, I think we're going to have some great things. But one of the things I've been very critical of this.
I have to say, this is a fantastic interview. Tyrus is crushing it. This set is on point. I love this setup that he has. I'm gonna try to. I want to copy this setup. We're gonna rename CobraCast back to CobraCast IRL. I'm gonna get this setup that Tyrus has. We're gonna invite people in. We're gonna do IRL stuff, bringing it back. Maybe not, but I do love it. And it's a good conversation. It's good questions. And Tyrus is making this his own. It's not the cookie cutter, I just need to get Trump on here so I can get ratings and clicks and get attention. He's actually like giving the audience questions that are going to give different perspectives from Trump, which is really good.
Administration is that I think we need to have a school force we need to make our schools hard targets. And there's again, looking for employment for our servicemen when they come out. Because I feel like what's happening in our schools isn't a police thing, it's a military thing, because they are trained to look for these signs and stuff. If we had military, not necessarily military, but they'll be coming over if we use social workers, military police, and we each.
So let me ask you this. So what about teachers that are in the military and the teachers, they leave the military, they become history teachers, they become math teachers, and they're in the room and they get to know the students and they know how to use it. You can't have people that don't have any idea about what to do with guns. But people that were in the military that are in the classroom and they have access to guns, whether it's on them or in a little safe or something, the problem is if it's in a safe, it takes a long time to get it, right? So, but sometimes I think, and I've heard that and I've thought about it a lot. And in some ways I like that more than just having police standing someplace in the building. Do you like that idea? It would be a small percentage of the teachers, like 5%, but that'd be much more than you would ever have with
anything is better than nothing. Our banks are safer than our schools, and our greatest investment are our kids. So I have an issue with that. And here's the deal: I've learned a lot about this administration trying to get things done and talking to people. I speak with a lot of mayors and a lot of my travels and stuff. And this administration was supposed to be all about the environment and the Green New Deal and all that crap. But it's amazing. So
you notice how that stopped? I'm in the middle of a campaign, hopefully the end of a campaign, and it's going to be successful. But we're in a campaign. Nobody ever talks about the environment. They don't talk about it. They want clean air. They want clean water. This Green New scam is the worst thing that's ever happened. They're destroying the windmills all over the place. You fly over these gorgeous areas. You have windmills going all over.
You're not going to have any birds around. And the ones in the ocean are messing up the whales. Windmills were great back when we all had buggy whips, carts.
Yeah, they were much nicer then. Actually, they were actually much nicer. No, when you think of what they've done, though, with all of the money that they spent, trillions and trillions of dollars, China does nothing, by the way, just so you understand.
No, China, India, absolutely not.
No, they don't do anything. And by the way, that flies right over our country. You do understand.
Yeah.
Those winds, 4.5 days, it's over. So here we are. It costs us twice to make a product, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. And we're trying to keep everything nice and clean. But the wind's flying in from China, India, and every place else. It's crazy, isn't it?
Well, one of the things the EP, one of the things that I was.
And by the way, I'd like to point out, so this was posted 15 hours ago. I don't know when this was recorded, obviously just in the last few days. So Trump is doing podcasts like this, shows like this. He's going to Fox and Friends. He's doing rallies. He's going to be at the McDonald's. He's going to Madison Square Garden. He's going to, he's going to Michigan. He's going to North Carolina. He's going to Nevada. The dude is unstoppable. It's crazy. And the Harris campaign is trying to build this narrative that Trump is getting tired. Of course he's probably tired. The dude has been nonstop for like 40 something straight days. Somebody just commented in the chat and they say Trump needs to take a 48-hour break and finish strong. I agree with that. And if you look at his schedule, it does look like next week, it looks like there's, at least in the itinerary that Jack Posobiec tweeted, there was nothing for Friday and Saturday. So there was like, he had something through Thursday, I think. And then it didn't seem like there was anything for Friday or Saturday, and he's back on Sunday. So I'm hoping he takes like 2 days and just maybe goes golfing, maybe just disconnects. He needs to take a few days off before this final strong run. He absolutely does. Will he? Probably not, but he should.
Because living in Louisiana, we have a horrible problem with sewage and water overfills and things like that. And the budget for these mayors have this budget for the sewage, but yet nothing's ever done, right? These engineers and their plans are based off how much money they get opposed to solving the problem. Right. So Mike Rowe told me about a company.
Good guy.
Oh yeah, Mike. Let me put my glasses on. I want to get this right.
I can't believe you wear glasses, huh?
50. Sewage Century, right? Brad Colbert, I believe you knew his father on the Texas Rangers.
Yep.
So they came up with this little tiny invention. It's like this, like a mushroom, a little ball in it. And when you put it in the manholes, it separates the gas and the little ball comes up and the water can't come out the manhole. So the sewage water doesn't spill into overflows. It costs $0.25. You don't need a committee for it. You just put them in. I think one city was like $250,000 opposed to the $20 million they spent, and it pays for itself in a year and it's done. So here I am in Louisiana. I go, oh, this is great, and we have to form a committee. We have to do this.
Well, you have a great new governor in Louisiana. I bet you he'd take a look at it because your new governor, a Republican, is he was the attorney general. Now he's a governor. So if you give me that, I'll send it to him. Okay.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Sounds good, right?
Yeah.
Why is that something? I mean, it's a big problem, and
it's a problem everywhere. Our drinking water, the fluoride in it, we're seeing, and then now we're seeing sewage, and it's a lot of autoimmune diseases are happening with our kids. If you give me,
I will send it, and I'll bet you get action.
I moved. One, because my daughter's an equestrian now, and I had to move to New Jersey, but we eventually had to move because not only that, what we're seeing with the hurricane storms, the insurance companies jacking up. Now I'm blessed to make a good living, but I'm not paying $300,000 a year in house taxes. So
insurance is one of the biggest increases, and it's happened in the last 4 years. People are going crazy with the insurance costs. And I say, what about self-insurance? Sometimes people are better off with self-insurance. They can't afford the insurance. And then the problem is when you need the insurance, they don't want to pay. And they negotiate, right? They say, we're not going to pay you. And you end up getting 5 cents on the dollar. It's a problem. Yeah. It's a real problem.
And, I know you have a million things to do, but father to the grandfather, I would like to ask you a question. I made a mistake with my child, my daughter, when she wanted to get an equestrian. I was supposed to tell her she was allergic. I didn't do that to horses because it's expensive. It's unbelievable. And you guys talked a lot about it. Now, my daughter's now going to Wilmington, Florida to compete. Okay. And I had to move the horses down there.
So she's very good, right?
Very good. Like I'm in. I'm in.
Good.
Yeah. After this is over, I'll be sweeping this place up.
Good.
Every extra dollar.
Good.
But your granddaughters and your family, do they ride horses as well? They do equestrian?
Not too much. They like it. They do it maybe a little bit, but not like your daughter. No, your daughter's supposed to be very like you, a talented athlete, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can see it. Now I've heard that.
Yeah, my son plays baseball at the travel league. So I'm the GM. The way I look at it, if you're the first one in, last one to leave, daddy invests. Right. I just forgot to put a salary cap. A little cheaper.
A little bit less.
It never ends though.
It never ends.
No. But we're going to be in Wilmington. How far is Wilmington from Mar-a-Lago?
So Wilmington is about 20 minutes away.
Can I get a group rate?
Yes. You're going to come over. We're going to have dinner with your daughter and your family, your wife. We're going to come over and have dinner. But do you mean Wellington or Wilmington?
Wilmington. I say it wrong because I just paid to have the horses moved, so it's a little traumatic for me.
It could be, but it's either one's about 20, 25 minutes to come over. I'd love to have you on.
Thank you, sir.
No, but you're a terrific guy. Look, it's that show has caught on, and the whole group is great. But I've always watched you. You always were defending me, and a lot of people don't defend me, and I like people that defend me because I think I'm doing the right thing. And we have a lot of bad people in our country. We have a lot of people that you almost say they must hate our country because what they do is so bad for our country. But I just have always.
Well, I'm not allergic to straight talk.
Yeah.
And every man of consequence that I learned from in my life never bullshitted nothing with me. Mm-hmm. Whether it was Dusty Rhodes, whether it was my football coaches, whether it was anybody I was with, they always told it to me straight, even when I didn't like what I wanted to hear, because I always believed everybody can handle bad news and good news, but no news and bullshit. Don't piss down my back, as my grandmother used to say, and tell me it's rain. And that's one thing that you have never done. You always, if you don't want to hear, because the American people can accept bad news, because when we know how bad it is, then we can look forward to getting it better. And that's in this age of endorsements.
Yeah.
That's why you have mine.
Respect to Dusty Rhodes in the chat. That's right. That's awesome. Got a Dusty Rhodes reference.
Endorsement, Mr. President. You can take that, a cup of coffee, and do whatever you want with it.
It means a lot to me. It does. But, I think this is going to be the most important election in the history of our country.
I agree.
Because our country is going bad. I hate to say, I wouldn't do this with just politics. Our country is going bad. The things we do. I mean, men playing in women's sports, okay?
Not, absolutely not.
It's crazy. And let's not say it's the most important, but it's just crazy, the whole concept. Having no borders, having elections where, You're not allowed to ask somebody whether or not they happen to live in the country. Just anybody can walk in.
Yeah.
It's really wacky, and we're going to get it changed, Tyrus.
I believe that. Well, now I have to ask this because you love sports as almost as I do, especially boxing.
Yeah, I do.
And, I love it. Do you miss not being able to do all that stuff? Because like WrestleMania 4 and 5, part of my childhood, inspired me to end up becoming a wrestler. I thank you, Gutfeld, for that.
I did that. I'm in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Yes, you are.
And Dana is a good friend of mine with UFC. What a job he's done, right? Dana White is incredible. He's like an incredible guy.
Hall of Famer Donald Trump, WWE Hall of Famer Donald Trump, getting the nod from WWE Hall of Famer The Undertaker today. That's right.
And yeah, I was always involved. And I remember in those days, well, Hulk is a great guy. You have to say.
Yeah.
He was great.
Right? And when he ripped his shirt off, and now listen, I was Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff guy, but I got it. But I think that was a great moment. And so you're very quick, and you can talk trash with the best of them. Yeah. Who was the biggest influence? Was it Don King or Muhammad Ali? Because your style is like ours. Like when you comes to talking trash, and I know you hung out with those guys. I know I did the search. I know that you have been. No, it's hilarious after reading and the stuff I've saw, and I just saw a little bit. It's hard to find, but you have been a regular guy you never cared what color somebody was or who they slept with. All you cared was the content of their character, and if they could do the damn job or not.
They were both friends of mine. Now, Don King is still alive. You know, he's 92 years old.
Yeah.
He lives in Florida. He's a great guy. He endorsed me very strongly into it. He said, you got to vote for Trump. And I probably spoke to him a week ago, maybe. And he was great. Very different guys. But there's nobody. Don King, each incredible. Don King, nobody like that. And Muhammad Ali, nobody like that. These were two unique people. You know, Don King was a tough cookie, too. He beat the hell out of people. Unfortunately, it cost him a lot.
Yeah.
But he was a tough guy. But he's a big supporter. Muhammad Ali was actually a friend of mine. I knew him pretty well. He was amazing, actually. He was amazing. And, you know, you look at some of the fights. Sonny Liston had no chance of being beaten, and he got beaten badly twice.
Oh, yeah.
And then when you look at George Foreman, another really good guy, but he just had George Foreman.
George Foreman at that time was bulletproof.
Bulletproof. Remember when he fought three guys and knocked him out?
I was a little young, but I remember
He fought three guys one night. And but the third guy, and Muhammad Ali was watching, the third guy, he was getting a little tired, you know.
What's your favorite? What was your favorite all-time big prize fight that you were at?
Well, believe it or not, I was at Madison Square Garden. I think it was Ali Frazier won.
Oh, so you were there. That's, in my opinion, the most historic fight of all time.
So I was there as a young guy, very young guy. And I remember there were many heart attacks. Can you believe it? They had heart attacks. Men, I heard, I don't even want to say it because it sounds ridiculous, but there were a lot of heart attacks. It was the craziest evening. Two undefeated, legendary fighters. They were both undefeated. And it was brutal. And that was the days of the 15-round fight, you know.
Yeah, when they had to fight.
And I can't say it because, you know, look, I'm not in the ring, but those fights were better. You know, those extra 3 rounds.
Well, that was the championship rounds. They say 11 and 12.
They were the championships rounds.
Now, how are you dressed for that? Because it was the 70s and it was wild, crazy. Now, you've always been never been a big fan, but did you have?
This is definitely one of the best interviews Trump has done. And Tyrus deserves all the credit in the world for this. It's so laid back. I know I'm supposed to be reacting and making it transformative, and I have a few times, but I keep getting lost in the conversation because it's just so damn good. So a big shout out to Tyrus for this one, man. This is good. This is over on the Outkick YouTube channel. Outkick the coverage. Clay Travis is Outkick the coverage.
Was it just the suit, or did you have the
jacket? I think we're just pretty normal. But I was a very young guy.
Yeah.
But in terms of an event, I think that was maybe the greatest event.
That was the first Super Bowl.
But now you have Dana White has done such a great job with the UFC. I don't know, the boxing, unless something happens, the boxing doesn't look the same as it did.
Fighting over in Saudi Arabia is not the same thing, with all due respect.
No, but it's he's done a great job with the UFC. Would you ever do the UFC stuff?
Watch it? Yeah.
No, from years ago.
Oh, years ago? Yeah, if it was available.
Can you take the shots to the face? Because a lot of
I'm not going to hit in the face. I had one shot. Most of my fights were over in about 5 or 6 seconds.
Well,
the weird thing would be fighting one guy. Usually I had to fight 3 or 4 at clubs. So But those days are behind me.
I asked Dan Gable, so he was probably the greatest wrestler of that type, right? And he was fantastic. I said, would you have done well in the UFC if they had it then? And he said, no, because I would never let people hit me in the face. It's a whole different culture, frankly.
Well,
when you can get in the face.
wrestling background,
Is a lot of.
I think Kurt Angle would have been tremendous had he been, not broke his neck and stuff. But I know you. I could keep you here forever, and I'm getting the circles and the doo-wops. And Mr. President, thank you.
I would only do this one for you. You don't know what's going on. I'm the keynote speaker at the biggest dinner in New York, probably of the year. And I had a choice. I was going to walk in and say, could you do me a favor? Could I do this interview tomorrow or maybe next week? And I said, I'm not doing it to Tyrus. And I got people over at the big hotel, and that room is packed, and everybody's wearing white tie, not black tie. I don't like wearing white tie, but it's white tie. And it's waiting for me. And I said, you know what? I got to do it with Tyrus because I respect him. And Tyrus has always, I tell you people, he's always stuck up for me when maybe it wasn't the thing to do, and he's always there. So I'm here for you, and I'm a little late, but that's okay.
I would wait until tomorrow, sir, but I'm glad you did it today.
Thank you, man. Special guy.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Best of luck.
Take care of yourself.
Yes, sir.
Great stuff right there, man. Absolutely great stuff. And the thing it does is, and this reminds me of something I saw from The View, where that humanized Donald Trump, which a lot of these interviews are humanizing Donald Trump. The View was crying about that very thing right here, normalizing Donald Trump right here. Listen to The View crying.
Thank you, Cardinal Dolan, for this wonderful moment. So is this Catholic Church event normalizing a guy who's already broken 11 of the 10 commandments? What do you think?
I think so. I hate to.
Didn't these cows have him on? Haven't these cows had him on The View before?
Break with tradition, because this is a tradition, and it's a tradition to have both presidential candidates come to this particular dinner. But sometimes there's a time to break tradition. You can't have a felon, a liar, a serial cheater. He had Melania next to him, his third wife, who he cheated with Stormy Daniels on while she was pregnant. I think he stands against everything and flies in the face of it. Everything that a Catholic believes and holds dear. He is not a faithful man.
Dude, I play that just so you all are more motivated than ever before to not only go vote for Trump, but to go get people to vote for Trump as well. Get your friends, get your family. Absolutely. They are disgusting, horrible people. Back to the Tyrus interview. Shout out to Tyrus for a great interview. That was awesome. I loved every single second of that. JM the Elite Fan 450 over on Rumble says, here's a fantasy matchup to contemplate on the wrestling streams. Bret Hart versus Kurt Angle. In my opinion, that and Sting Taker are the two biggest missed opportunities in pro wrestling history. All right, one more time. I'm going to read that. Here's a fantasy match to contemplate for a wrestling stream. Bret Hart versus Kurt Angle. In my opinion, that and Sting Taker are the two biggest missed opportunities in pro wrestling history. I love both of those right there. I will say that I disagree that there's one more that I think is the biggest missed opportunity in wrestling history. The biggest missed opportunity in wrestling history is Stone Cold versus Hulk Hogan. That's the biggest missed opportunity. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Hulk Hogan. It almost happened at WrestleMania 18, but it turned out that The Rock got that spot instead, which was a great match. But Austin versus Hogan, the two biggest names in the history of the business. And Stone Cold versus Goldberg is another one. Let's just be real, though, man. Goldberg sucks. Goldberg's not a good wrestler. I know he was hyped. I know everybody loved Goldberg. Goldberg was not a good wrestler. Just wasn't. Punk versus Stone Cold. I mean, that would have been great too, man. But regardless of how you feel about Hogan, Hogan was the definitive icon of the wrestling world until Stone Cold. And then Stone Cold basically took the business of wrestling to heights it had never seen. And then, of course, Hogan then turned heel and redefined the business all over again. So those are the two biggest stars in the history of wrestling. And for them to have an amazing match at WrestleMania would have been great. I also think Sting versus Taker would, that's obvious. And WWE fucked that one up. They could have made that one happen. And Brett versus Kurt Angle would have probably been the single greatest wrestling match we will ever see. 100%. But thank you, JM the Elite Fan, for the 50 on Rumble. I agree Hogan was iconic, but he was working stiff for a long time after WCW. His match with Rock was tough. Yeah, but it would be the spectacle more than anything, because the spectacle of Rock and Hogan is truly incredible. And it's the fan participation and the fact that you have those two icons really did transcend that match. Hogan was never a great worker once he became a big star. He was never a great worker. But he could still put on a great match because of his charisma. Chuck says, I heard there's a lot of fat chicks in San Antonio. Thoughts? I guess we'll find out. Crux says, I got a 47-inch TV in my bathroom to watch while I shit. Crux, you have the single greatest life of any person watching the stream. Like that right there. That is amazing. Like this is, I respect you greatly for this. That's a flex. Yes, that's a flex. That's a flex right there. What are you talking about? Epic Mike says bathroom TV is what America was made for. Yes. Who drank my beer? Thank you for membership. Thank you. Munchy Ninja says, let's see. Charlie Arnott did not look bad though. Sissy says, I voted for Trump 2024. Let's go. Dirty Jersey says, Undertaker is my all-time favorite. He brought it in. He brought to the next level dead man walking. Taker was great. Taker was great. Black Kane says, good to see my alternate version backing Trump. Charlie Thompson says, did you see the Fortnite Crocs that got announced? I heard about them. I'm not interested. Let's see. Eric K says, Jared, do not sell yourself short. You always are a douchebag. For Knots Nowhere says, early voting starts Monday in South Carolina. Matt Perkins says, Batista looks to have AIDS, bro. War Brer says, Trump owned the New Jersey Generals in the defunct USFL. Troy News says, some family and friends of mine voted Biden in 2020 and still hate Trump to this day. They voted for Trump yesterday, citing it's good for the country. That's what we like to hear. Mega John Zero says, you should watch the Trump interview with Tyrus. And we just did that. We just did that. Mad Max for 20. Jeremy, is that a photo of Dan Vask after the fact that he put 14 boiled eggs up his butt and had to go to the ER? Dude, somebody, okay. Meme idea. Hang on. Okay, here we go. Hang on. I got to find it, though. Okay. Memers, where are you at? Was it 14? Where's the story at? 14 eggs? I don't know how to search this out. I just saw this story earlier. I gotta find it. Memers, I'm gonna need you. Okay, we're gonna work on something really quick here. Okay, you guys got to work with me. Let's work together to make a glorious story. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna need from the memers. All right, this is gonna be so good. I'm excited. All right, so here's what we need. Okay. So we got this story right here. Man rushed to hospital after stuffing 15 hard-boiled eggs up his bum. Okay? What I'm going to need the memers to do is make it look like a news story and use this picture of Dan Vask as the moment where he stuck the 15th up there. Okay? So that's the picture. So you need to take the news story of the 15 eggs. This is the picture of the man that stuck the 15th egg up there. He's like, oh, no. Oh man. Handle it, memers. All right. So here's what you go to Melanie Mac's Twitter and scroll down, and you'll find the this tweet right here. If you go to Melanie Mac's Twitter account, she did quote tweet this one. So and we can make a great meme out of this one right here. So but that's the face you make when you just stuck the 15th hard-boiled egg up your ass right there, Dan. Is Dan here? It's Dan in the chat. Now, wait a minute, Dan. No. Now, wait a minute, Dan. No. If you know, you know. All right. So the memers are going to have fun with that one. You did this, Mad Max. Mad Max, you did this. Your super chat has led to meme greatness. Okay. There you go. All right. So Mad Max gets credit for it, not me. Remo Spy says, I served in the 90s. The main reason they tax service members is when they get out, they are not in the habit of filing taxes. They tended to get in tax trouble after getting out. Zevin Cross says, I love the stream so much. We get Trump and WWE wrestlers like Tyrus and better known as Brodus Clay, Kane, and The Undertaker. If I can get a phrase from The Rock, this stream would be electrifying. If you smell what The Rock is cooking, even though I don't like The Rock. I'm not a fan of The Rock. I'm not a fan of Dwayne Johnson. I like The Rock. I don't like Dwayne Johnson. Ryan says, I work merchandise booths at wrestling shows. Like 99% of the old school guys are based as fuck, have met so many over the years. I believe it. I believe it. Beardo's dummy thick peach says, I put a whole bag of jelly beans up my ass. That sounds rough, man. Might want to get that checked out. Might want to get that one checked out. Quentin says, I got a pallet of Halloween Utz cheese curls to donate at the meetup. Who do I contact? Krista or Steph? Krista or Steph. By the way, those Utz chips are amazing. They are so good. Ministry of Wrong Things says, only famous for the last 20 years is a massive flex, even if that cope were true. I heard that. Justin says, just occurred to me, when Jeremy laughs, he looks like the sloth victim from the movie Seven. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot says, Jeremy, please show the chat Trump Soul Train. I'll have to so the reason I'm careful about pulling up any videos, so if you remember, like, my stream has been blocked now twice by playing fucking copyrighted footage. So I have to trim that out. And when you have to trim out copyrighted footage, you lose the chat. So the live chat goes away for the replay crew. And I like to keep the replay crew, the chat there for them. Old Rooster Tail says, have you seen the reports of MSNBC that Trump tried to pay off Stormy again? I feel like they're strapping at the bottom of the barrel for this story. I haven't seen that they've started to begin with. That doesn't surprise me at all. Jesse MacArthur with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. XLR says Elon Musk is more of Thomas Edison level. How dare you compare him to Albert Einstein? It's not even close. Well, it's not a comparison of anything other than how much Albert Einstein is revered. That's it. People don't talk about Thomas Edison like they talk about Albert Einstein. That's all the comparison was. Not on any other level. Dark Helmet says Batista is a basic white girl in man clothing. Kane, Shaker, and Trump 2024. Dude, this profile picture is horrific. Dan is gay and so is Jeremy. Modalicious says my Nan's funeral. It's the 5th of November. You can't make that up. Damn, bro. Sorry to hear that, man. Modalicious says, Schwoomer's whirlwind turned out to be a taco fart. Gold Nugget says, Trump Tyrus interview was good. Zihoni says, in defense of Matt Walsh today, he cited Christian pastor who said that they are abstained from voting due to Trump abortion stance. San Fran Meth Man says, that dude's face is worse than mine. Coalisa, CNN glasses dork. My source is Trust Me, Bro. Crimson Cyborg says, I got my MAGA hoodie. Peep my profile. That's what's up right there. That's what's up. By the way, for in Texas, San Antonio, at the meetup and at SpaceCon, a ton of G&G merch, including these hoodies. We don't have a ton of these left, but we do have, I think, all sizes. A few of each of all sizes for this particular hoodie. And then Geeks and Gamers hats, more Geeks and Gamers hoodies, t-shirts, patches, and IDOT shirts. We have IDOT shirts as well. So we have got a lot of merch we are bringing to Texas, and it's going to be awesome. John Ambler says that now there's 2 of them. Eric K says, play the Freedom Tunes I sent you. I'll see if I can find that one. Black Kane says, look up the Normal World dudes for Harris Sketch, or I'll tell Quarter Black Garrett you're a racist. Who's Quarter Black Garrett? Who's that? Will we get our meetup shirts in time for the meetup? I hope. My hands are tied. They're out. Depends on now, like mail and everything. They should have been out a week ago, but because of the hurricane has slowed everything down for us. So it is out of my hands. I am so sorry from that perspective. But yeah, there's really nothing I could have done there's no avoiding that situation with multiple hurricanes hitting Florida. It did slow the whole process down. So we're trying. They're out. Doug B says, been a while since we've seen some Haba up in here. Just saying. Alina Haba. I think Alina Haba. Sully Box says Crowder has 10 million t-shirt buyers. I agree. Sully Bach thinks it's a flex to say that Steven Crowder's more popular than me. I don't know what he is. Like, what do you want me to say? Of course he is. If I'm being compared to Steven Crowder, I'm doing something right. Even though I think Steven Crowder's boring as shit and I don't like him. Jeeping Baylor says, did you see Elon's answer to a gaming question? Went into woke and DEI ruining the industry and his answer to creating a gaming studio. I saw he made a tweet about getting gamers more involved, but I didn't see anything else like that. Keck Lord says, hey, Fig, you going to show the Undertaker interview? I don't think it's out yet. Magoo says, Jeremy, did you know Kamala plagiarized her freedom story from the Martin Luther King Jr.? I know she plagiarized it. That was a story a long time ago. Ellie Dragonfly says, sent a $3.99 super sticker. Let's go. Modalish says, I think I changed my mind about abortion. I mean, they're not killing Republican kids. Shadow Sand says, Trump in the Cobra chair. McCox says, for FNT Halloween, you should be do-rag Vince. Cole Hauser says, hey, Jeremy, did you see that Dem Senator Bob Casey is basically stumping for Trump, seeing he is going to lose his Senate seat to McCormick Trump 2024. That's awesome. Troy New says, Trumpomania is unstoppable. He conquered the battle of the billionaires and earned his place in the WWE Hall of Fame, the president who defied all odds. Slain Hope says, breaking voting machines in GA are flipping votes. I saw there was something with Marjorie Taylor Greene was looking into that. Jim P says, Trump on Barbara Walters was hosting The View. Good job, Morgan's show. You did seem good job on Morgan's show, but you did seem gay. You didn't seem gay enough. Cole Harris says, Sonny is the only reason why I don't date certain women. Sonny, back in the day, bro. Sonny was about as hot. Like, do you guys remember peak Sonny in the WWF? Sonny, WWF, peak, dude. And now she's like completely like, she's in prison right now. She's in prison. She killed a man. She fell off big time. Let's see if I can pull up a photo. Oh, trust me, you're going to want me to keep a photo up when I show you this one. Let's see. All right. This is Sonny from back in the day. Oh man. Hang on. Is that a video? I don't think I can play this. Can I play this? I'm going to, you know what? It's worth it. It's worth playing the clip. Here we go. Chat, you ready? You ready, chat? You ready?
Monday Night Raw contains material too hot for some. Viewer discretion is advised. Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. Sonny had a great personality. All right. Sonny had a great personality. I was very supportive of her and her personality. Very good personality. Can we just stop the show? I've just got a full page of Sonny pictures. I would rather look at these than talk to any of you at this point in time. So can we just stop? Can I just stop the show? All right. I guess we have a show to continue. I really would rather just look at pictures of Sonny, but okay, whatever. Fair. All right. Let me X out of this or I'm going to keep looking. All right. There we go. Here. All right. Hey, and listen, I'm fair. Fair is fair. Fair is fair. We don't mention we don't give the ladies. Okay. We don't give the ladies a lot of love. Okay. So for the ladies, all right. Fair is fair. We've got like a 10% ladies audience here. So for all you ladies, here you go. There you go, ladies. You are welcome. You are welcome. Hope you all can thank me through super chats. Okay, you can thank me through super chat. This is such a bad picture, Dan. Why did you upload this? No, you know what this is? This is whenever I saw Dan upload it, I don't know if I still have it. Do I have it? No, I don't. I thought I had this. I deleted a lot of stuff, like a lot of clips and stuff like that. So it looks like I did delete it. Yep, I did. Oh, well. I was going to play the clip of Step Brothers where he's like, bunk beds are a terrible idea. Why would you let us do this? That's Dan. Dan was like, that's a terrible idea. Why did you let me do that? We'll take that off the screen now. So there you go. McCock says naked Midian versus Disco Inferno is your dream match. Disco Inferno. My gosh. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Jeremy's eyebrow says the Dark Knight sucks and Titanfall 2 is gay. That's just mean. Cole Hauser says greatest match, Macho Man versus Steamboat, WrestleMania 3. Greatest match is Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, number. I can't remember if it's 1 or 2 because they were back-to-back years. They were both phenomenal, but I feel like the first one was better than the second one. Also, Punk versus Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. Punk versus Lesnar, the most underrated match in wrestling history. The Swill says Dan is now a prisoner of Azkaban. Woodaman says Cool Cheeks Vask. Slain Hope says a guy was a rookie. You gotta peel the eggs first. Eric K says IDOT shirt shipped today for me. Yes, so they have been shipped. It's just a matter of, are we going to make this window? Depends on when you travel, all of that. I hope that people are going to get them. I hope. Phantasm vs. Knox says, remember when E. Jean Carroll was bragging on TV how she will spend that money? She will win for Trump. To this day, she still hasn't seen a cent. Deserved. Zevin Cross says, I remember having a thing for Stacy Keibler. Them legs, yo. Stacy Keibler. Very, very good personality. Matt B says that Dan identifies as a chicken. Golden Nugget says this super chat was Nan. Wait, this super chat about my Nan was mine. That's what I said, right? Yeah. It was yours, right? I said your name. Slain Hope says, take it from me. Stay away from Sunnies. I've had to. Aunt Ryu says, Jeremy, enjoying those sunny days. Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels would probably attest she had a good personality back then. Aussie Dad Andrew says, if Donald Trump doesn't win this election, America will fall just like so many countries have. Hopefully America gets it right. Jesse says, welcome to all. More Bon Jovi for Gary on FNT, and we need to find something Jeremy hates. Asher Levi says, she asked me what's my sign, so I threw up the 5-9. Love your show, man. I re-listen to them all the time while delivering packages. Hail the 199. Be safe out there, brother. Respect to the working man. Swig of water for the working man. The B says, aloha and blessing, Snake Pit. It might not mean much it being in Hawaii, but Dim runs my entire state, my entire life. But me and mine will be voting Trump this November. Let's go. Jay Ray says, Gary may have won the bet, but Jeremy got him to sing Bon Jovi songs on FNT. Dan Bask was the winner after all. Maddening. Thank you for the member messages after 3 months. Let's see. Lord of the Reese says, I'm unreasonably angry because I just cooked the perfect grilled cheese sandwich, except for the corner that got messed up when it flipped over. Thanks, Obama. When Jeremy gets a compliment, he starts talking like Kamala Harris. Grilled cheese sandwich sounds good. I really want one right now. B. Barrett says, a Trump rally in Concord will have more people than people that played Concord. Soma BT says, whoa, 2 former WWE wrestlers talking politics. What a timeline. Vault 95 says, spending my Friday night with Jeremy and the 199 gaming stream tonight. Also, which PS3 game should I play next? Soldier of Fortune Payback, Operation Flashpoint, Dragon Rising. Soldier of Fortune. And no gaming stream tonight. I know, Tweetatone's about to yell at me. Use this money to buy the chair and reveal it on bragging rights to beat Dan Vask Whalebone. Yeah, I'm getting up early tomorrow morning to head to Texas, and I've got to pack up all of my equipment. Piano Dean says, smell you later isn't necessarily an insult. Yeah, so that's going to bring us to the end. Stop yelling at me, Tweetatone. Don't want to hear your bullshit, okay? Don't want to hear your bullshit. I dropped like 10 gifted memberships or 20 gifted memberships in your name, okay? So we don't want to hear it. Don't yell at me, okay? Don't yell at me because you guys are always mean to me. Of course, Savvy doesn't appreciate grilled cheese sandwiches. What? Savvy is here and she doesn't like... There is no way that Savvy doesn't like grilled cheese sandwiches. Savvy, answer for your crimes. Am I going to show the super chat charts from yesterday? Well, I can. Absolutely. Let's pull that up. I don't even know where we finished. I would imagine top 5. I don't think we could be number 1, but we'll see. Let's see. Oh, all right. We finished number 3. Holy shit. That's Good Sports got $18,000 in super chats yesterday. Holy shit. Oh, it was a promotion. It was probably like some type of I don't know, some type of charity thing he did. But number 3, Markiplier. Markiplier is one of the biggest YouTubers in the world. We finished second to Markiplier. That's crazy. Second to Markiplier. Unbelievable. Yeah, that's insane. The fact that we're there. And let's see, for the month, well, that was last month. So for the last month, we were number 10. And then weekly, how are we ranking on weeklies? So for the week, obviously this was the weather guys Super Bowl, so they crushed it. Number 8 for the week. Number 8 for the week. And then if you go last week, we were number 5. We were number 5. And then the week before that, we were 8th. We are consistently running top 10, boys. Consistently running top 10. So yesterday, thanks to all you mad lads. Hang on. We got to number 3 in the dude. Markiplier has like 30 million fucking subscribers, and apparently, That's Good Sports ran like some kind of promotion or something like that. That's insane. That's insane. Unbelievable. Let's see where we're at. What are you guys saying in the chat right now? Baba Yogi says, for fuck's sakes, play the thing Eric DM'd you. It's gold. I'll check it out. Booming Bob says, Jeremy is professional streamer as much as Snake Eyes and Titanfall 3. Never mind. So mean. David Wright says, voter pamphlet came early today, but still no ballot yet. I'm in Oregon. If this happens to anyone else, straight to election office for the new one. Absolutely. McCox says, Jeremy likes grilled cheese sandwiches so much because he's more inbred than a bread sandwich. Nick Echo Bay says, going to try to make it to Texas this week. You know what night and where the meetup is happening? It's happening in at Ricky Bobby's on Wednesday night. Ricky Bobby's on Wednesday night. Let's see. Is it this one? Is this what I'm supposed to play right here? Is this it?
Ms. Harris, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Brad.
Thank you.
We'll see how this goes for you.
Mrs. Harris, how many people do you believe have crossed the borders? Miss Harris. Kamala, please. Mrs. Vice President, it's a simple question.
I'm speaking. Excuse me, I'm speaking.
I apologize. All right, well, I'm just going to say it. She destroyed him.
That
my
is the media
gosh,
right there.
Right? Oh, golly, he's so embarrassed. I bet those Republicans are
Yep.
regretting that one. Kamala.
That's exactly how it went.
Become a member at freedomteams.com.
Yeah, that's 100% exactly how it went, though. I mean, she completely bombed, and then the media tried to spin it and say that she destroyed him. So, fuck the media, man. Fuck the media. Let me see here. Piano Dean says, I wish they gave me a little more time between when they say, let's get ready to rumble and when the rumbling starts. It's very difficult to be ready to rumble in only a couple of minutes. Piano Dean, I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. I'm really sorry to hear that, man. Let's see here. Gold Nugget says, you got me mixed up with Mona-licious, you fig. Oh, did I? Moda-licious. Oh, okay. My bad, man. My bad. McCox says, you likes to use under cheese for your sandwiches. And now, is Krista here, or are people just dropping Krista emojis? But thank you again, guys, for all the support. I am blown away by what happens on this channel. Laughing Man, you mad lad, the mad Chad. Laughing Man, always like dropping 5. Who are you, Laughing Man? Seriously. The hell, man? Just drops $500 and says nothing. That's all he does. It's crazy. It's the most Chad thing I've ever seen. Are you Elon? Just tell us. Just tell us that you're Elon. It's okay if you're Elon. I won't tell anyone. I'm nobody, says Laughing Man. I'm nobody. Well, you're well known here. That's for sure. MCU fan says, don't tell Jeremy I'm here. Well, I see you. JD Core says, yes, don't yell at him. Make sure you give him all the compliments he can handle. All right. Well, we're going to end it there, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be live tomorrow. So Jay is going to help host CobraCast. I'll be live from the road. Okay. So I don't know what the hell's going to happen, but we're going to try to cover the Trump rally in Pennsylvania. I think that Antonio Brown is supposed to speak at the Trump rally. I'm not sure. Let's see. McCox says, who all's going to be at the meetup? Not just the G&G people. Well, I mean, the whole F&T crew, and obviously G&G peeps. I don't know if other YouTubers that are going to be at SpaceCon are going to be there. I haven't had confirmation of that, so I don't want to speak for any other like people. I know like Star Wars Theory is going to be at SpaceCon. Is he going to be at the meetup? I don't know if he's going to be in town at that point in time. I have no idea. Obviously, I would assume Rippaverse people are going to be there as well. And make sure you RSVP. There were only 50 spots available when Friday Night Tights was going on. So go over to Gary's social media and you should be able to find those links. I'm sure Eric K. There he goes. Eric K. has the link right there. So will Jay wear Canadian Bear tomorrow? Says Laughing Man. Guess you're going to have to tune in to find out. Guess you're going to have to tune in to find out, ladies and gentlemen. But with that said, oh, and John Ambler says MCU fan is here. Hey, MCU fan, how you doing, buddy? Sorry, I wasn't supposed to mention MCU fan. Cappy Nova says Cappy Nova says MCU fan is a mega simp. Mega simp. Piano Dean says, I pushed my creativity pretty hard, Jeremy. One time I wrote a song called Dracula Spider. It was all about Dracula being a spider. What? What? I don't even know what that means. Am I supposed to know what that means? Are you about to drop 500, Nick? Nick, are you going to do it? Are you going to do it? We're waiting. MCU fan is a simp. He's jealous. Crystal wants to go shopping with me, says Laughing Man. Look at that. Laughing Man just called you out, MCU fan. Damn. MCU fan. Dougie B says, MCU fan, hey, Simpy. And now, should I just leave? Should I just leave? I mean, what's the point of me being here? So I could just, I'll just do this. And you guys just have your conversations.
Canadian bear. I'm a Canadian bear. We're harmless Canadian bears. I'm a Canadian bear. I'm a Canadian bear.
All right, there we go. I had to give you a little bit of a Canadian bear tease because he will be hosting tomorrow for the wonderful, lovely CobraCast audience. So there you go. Good old Canadian Bear. John Ambler dropped 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. Booming Bob says, MCU fan is simpy. I have screenshots. Eric K says, show is always better when you are not here, Jer. Doug B says, I thought he'd never leave. Booming Bob says, somehow the show is more straight. Something's missing anyways. Jeremy admits he likes Snake Eyes now. Bobby says, Jeremy, go to bed. We have things covered here. Look at that. You see what the people think of me? You see what the people think of me? They think very, very low of me. And that's the way it should be. But in all seriousness, we're going to call it there. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, Cal's in the chat. I see you guys dropping. Yeah, Jay did tweet that out today, didn't he? About Trump. Find that really quickly. Drunk 3PO. Right here. Jay tweeted this out. I feel seen.
I love cows. I love cows. I love cows.
Oh, man. Freaking Trump. But that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great night. Love you all. Appreciate you all. I hope you all have a good night. And we'll see you at some point tomorrow for a CobraCast on the road. We'll see how that goes. I have no idea what to expect. It's probably going to be a shit show. But Jay will be helping host. And you have to remember that when Achromatic Chronicles Green releases. Because Jay told me, hey, man, whatever you need from me, I'll host CobraCast if we need to. And then I'll be set up in San Antonio this for Sunday. And then I'll be recording all week from San Antonio. So it's going to be a crazy week. So thank you guys. Have a great evening. And we will talk to you later. Bye, everyone.